Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ella and today we are going to do a book haul. I think we have like 23 books to haul. I'm very happy and excited about all of them. I haven't bought books pretty much this whole year, only like one or two here and there. So I kind of went a little crazy. To be fair, some of them are like thrifted secondhand. Some of them are from Book Outlet. But there are some that are like full price that I got from Amazon, but girl, it was worth it. It was worth it. I'm really excited. So let's just jump into it. Let's talk about the book that I hauled today from Costco because it's cheaper there than anywhere else. And I've already read it because I read a borrowed copy, but I loved it, so I had to get my own. And I think you all know what it is. It is Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. Fourth Wing is a 4-star for me. I immediately pre-ordered the second book as soon as I finished it. And yeah, I just love it. Maybe I'll do like a video talking more about it in depth. But I will say, if you were a girly who liked Divergent, you would really like this. Next we have Smashed by Junji Ito. It's been about maybe a year, maybe less than a year since I've read a new Junji Ito. I probably had one in the beginning of the year. But Junji Ito is he writes horror manga. I've talked about him a lot. I love Junji Ito. He's very famous. If you're into scary things but maybe not necessarily manga, I would suggest trying Junji Ito, and vice versa. If you're like really into manga but you've never read any horror manga, you should try Junji Ito. I don't actually know what this one is about, but I know that all of his like bindings like these are collections of multiple stories, so I'm probably going to read this one soon, and I'm probably going to pick up more Junji Ito in October because that's the best time to read it. Okay, the next one we got is Galatia by Madeline Miller. You cannot tell in the video because of the proportions, but it is tiny. It is not a normal book. I actually got it on sale from Barnes & Noble. They had their like 50% off hardcover sale recently. I don't think it's still going. But I got this on sale for $6. It's normally $12. And I do not get it any higher than $6 because it's only 50 pages long. It is a short story. And you could honestly just stand in Barnes & Noble and read this. But because I love Madeline Miller and it was on sale, I did want to have it in my collection, even if it'll take me 30 minutes to read. Galatia is about a sculpture named Galatia, and her sculptor marries her and sort of keeps her locked away and takes her independence from her, and she is gonna fight to get her independence back, and she has a daughter that she wants to get back to. So that's the extent of what I know about it, but I know it's a very short story, so it wouldn't take very long to read. Okay, the next one I got at a Goodwill, and I only got it because I know how like popular it was. I don't know if it's really popular anymore. But I just read the back and I did not know that that's what this was about, and it is Cinder. So I knew it was a Cinderella retelling, but what I did not know is that it's like a sci-fi Cinderella retelling. So it sounds like this is like a human android world, and that's sort of the Cinderella is a 16-year-old named Cinder who's gonna fall in love with the prince. And she does have an evil stepmother, but there's an added element of like, there's something going on in space and we need to fight that, and there's also androids and such. So that's all I know about this, but okay, this one I'm really excited for, you guys. This one is King of Wrath by Huang. I have not read any of her books. And this is the first book in a series, but the books aren't really connected. They're sort of individual, loosely connected, so you don't really have to read the rest, I guess. So from what I know about this is that it's like a forced engagement between two rivaling gang mob families. The man in this book, Dante, is a billionaire CEO and he is forced to marry the daughter of his enemy. That's all I know. And then they're eventually gonna fall in love, obviously, I assume, because of the forced proximity and the forced engagement. But yeah, I just wanted to start reading romance some more, but like more adult romance, like a little bit of spice, but hopefully not traumatic. I don't want like traumatic romance, so hopefully this is not that. I will let you know when I read it, but I am very excited for this one. The next one is The Death of Ivan Illich, if that's how you say it, by Leo Tolstoy. Leo Tolstoy is a very famous author. He wrote, I think his most famous is Anna Karenina. I have not read anything by him, but I am very interested in getting into him. That's why I got this, because it's very short. So I thought it'd be easy and quick to read. It is about a judge who never really gives death any thought. He doesn't really care that he's gonna die eventually. He just has never really thought much about it, sort of apathetic to the whole notion, until one day he is confronted by death himself, and it sort of puts everything into perspective, maybe. So this sounds really good. I'm gonna get to it soon. It sounds maybe like philosophical. So I am very excited. Next we have Black Beauty by Anna Sewell. Black Beauty is a horse. This book is told from the perspective of a horse, and that's pretty much all I know about it. Somehow this horse goes from being a rich horse to like a lowly living on the streets horse. I do not know anything about this. It sounds weird to read from the perspective of a horse, but I'm excited. I've never read a book from the perspective of a horse. I was never really a horse girl, so this will be great. The next two I am very, very excited for, and honestly, I'm gonna let you guys know right now, when I bought most of these books, it was kind of on vibes based. I didn't really know much about any of them before I bought them. I just feel in my heart that I'll like them all based on the people who like them that I watch, and based on other things that I like that I know are similar. So these two by Virginia Woolf. I've never read anything by Virginia Woolf, which is shocking to me because of how like famous, feminist, awesome icon she supposedly is. So I was like, yes, I should get some Virginia Woolf books. So I got A Room of One's Own and To the Lighthouse. I'm most excited about A Room of One's Own because I think it's maybe one of her most famous works, and it is shorter. But To the Lighthouse is supposed to be like a following closely of one family and the challenges that family faces. It's the Ramseys, and it's a mother, a father, and their 8 children, and their conflicts and arguments, and just a close examination of family life from Virginia Woolf's perspective and how she wants to tell that story. And then A Room of One's Own is a reimagining of if Shakespeare had a sister who was just as talented and brilliant as him, but was never given the means to express her talent, and eventually she yoinks herself, is what it says on the back. This one is super famous. This one I'm really excited to read. It's very short. It's only like 100 pages. So I'll probably get to this one very soon. Here is another one that was completely vibes based on the name and the cover, and that is Nothing But Blackened Teeth by Cassandra Caw. I knew nothing about this when I bought it. I just read the back just now. It is about a ghost bride in this big abandoned mansion, and at some point this group, this like bridal group, goes to the mansion to have a big party. Maybe they're gonna try to do the wedding there, but then the ghost bride awakens and some bad things are maybe gonna happen. The ghost bride is maybe gonna do some bad things to the living people who are in her mansion. And this one is also super short, and I really am excited to read this. I'll probably read this closer to October because it's spooky, scary, haunted, and I love spooky, scary, haunted, so there we go. Okay, the next one I'm very excited for. It is called Women Talking by Miriam. It was recently made into a movie. I didn't see the movie. I'll probably watch it after I read this. But this is about a group of Mennonite women who secretly gather for over a course of, I think, 2 years to talk about something that has been going on. The women think that they are being attacked by demons in the night to pay for their sins because they are Mennonite. They're very religious. But then eventually the truth comes out that it's not demons that have been attacking them, but the men in their own group, the men of the Mennonites, have been drugging them and assaulting them. So then the women have to decide if they are going to stay in this group with these men, the only life they've ever known, or if they are going to try and leave the only life they've ever known for their own safety and happiness. So this one sounds like it'll be maybe like kind of a tough read just because of the content, but also super interesting feminist fiction. You know how you know that I like that stuff. So the next two I got from the thrift store as well. They're kind of damaged, but they were $1 each, so I was like, whatever. They are both by Gillian Flynn. I have not read anything by Gillian Flynn. I do have Gone Girl, but I haven't read it yet. That's what I'm going to try to get to in October, hopefully. It's kind of long, and I sort of had it spoiled to me on accident, but I do still want to read it. So I did go ahead and get Dark Places and Sharp Objects. I know that both of these are kind of have mixed ratings. Like some people love them and some people hate them. But I don't know. I've never read anything by her. The backs of both of them make them both sound very interesting. This one, Dark Places, follows a girl, Libby, whose mother and 2 sisters were murdered in like a satanic sacrifice. But Libby testifies that it was actually her brother, Ben, who killed her mother and her sister. And then the next one, Sharp Objects, is about a girl named Camille, who is a reporter who is sent back to her small hometown to report on the murders of 2 preteen girls. And that's basically all I know about this one. This one's a little shorter, but yeah, hopefully these are both very good. Okay, this next one sounds very, very cute. I picked it up because of the cover and the name. It's called By the Book. It looks like a very sweet, wholesome romance, which is kind of what I wanted. Like I said, I'm trying to get into romance more. I haven't read much of it. But By the Book is a book about books, and I love a book about books. So the main character, Mary, is a big fan of classic literature, and throughout her life or this story, she uses classic plot points that she's read from like Jane Austen, and she mentions Leo Tolstoy to highlight red flags she sees in her friends' dates. She's like, oh, this guy's not good because this is his arc that I perceive from this book that I've read. But she's gonna meet a cute little fellow and realize that life is not like the books, and if she wants a good story, she's gonna have to write it herself. So it sounds super cute. I love the cover. It's my favorite shade of purple. Yeah, I'm really excited for this one. I will let you know how it is. The next one that we got is Electra by Jennifer Saint, author of Ariadne, if that's how you say it. I really love Ariadne. It's the first Greek retelling I ever read. It's actually like the book that got me back into reading when I'd gone without reading, like basically all through high school and part of middle school, I guess. So I went for like 5 years without reading, and then I read Ariadne, and then I was like, okay, I'm back in it, y'all. So this is the same author, so I have really high hopes. Electra is about 3 different female characters in Greek mythology. It's Clymestra. I promise you I cannot say their names right. I'm so sorry. It has a T in it. Clytemnestra. She's the wife of Agamemnon. Again, probably not saying that right. And then Princess Cassandra, the Princess of Troy, and then Electra. And Electra is Clytemnestra's and Agamemnon's daughter. So those are the three women who are featured in the story. And I really don't know exactly what it's about. It seems like it centers around the Trojan War, but maybe from their perspectives. So I'm really excited for this one. Okay, this one I also got because it was $1 at the thrift store, and I've heard so many like really great things about it, but it is kind of old. I don't really hear people talking about it anymore. I think it was like a #1 seller like 2015, 2016. But that is The Sun Is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon. It sounds like a romance set in New York City, where the female character Natasha, her family is maybe about to be deported, but she runs into this handsome man, Daniel, and I don't know, she about to put her family on hold for the cute boy. I do not know. But I picked it up because it was $1. So, okay, the next one we got is Everything I Know About Love by Dolly Alderton. I'm a little disappointed that there is a permanent sticker on the book cover. That makes me very sad. I hate to see it. But other than that, I got this for way cheaper than it is normally. And I got it because it has such high ratings and everyone seems to love it. It is a memoir from Dolly Alderton. I don't know who Dolly Alderton is outside of her books. She's written more than just this book. But it sounds like it'll be cute. It sounds like just a fun time for ladies everywhere. It's like her insights on friendships, relationships, getting older, growing up, like all the fun things that you would hope for in a memoir. So I'm really excited. It sounds like really sweet, cute. Maybe I will get some insights from this. But yeah, the next one is 5 Feet Apart. It's by 3 different people: Rachel Lippincott, Mickey Daughtry, and Tobias Iaconis. I don't know. But I got this because it was very, very cheap. It's kind of older. A movie came out like a year or 2 ago based on this. It sounds very similar to Fault in Our Stars, and I was obsessed with Fault in Our Stars when I was in like middle school. And it seems like big text, short, easy to read. It's basically these 2 teenagers who, I think they both have problems with their lungs, but I know the girl specifically is about to get a lung transplant, and she doesn't want to risk getting an infection before the transplant. That will probably save her life, I guess. So she needs to stay 6 feet or 5 feet apart from everybody so she can't get sick before her surgery. But they're gonna maybe fall in love and maybe want to get a little closer than that. The next 5 are the ones that I am super excited about, and the ones I got brand new and I've been waiting for to read for a long time. The first one of those is Babel by Rf Quang. You can see this beautiful cover here. I don't really know much about this. I know the school Babel is a translation school. They just translate different languages there, and there's a magic element, and the magic is drawn from silver bars. I also know there's some sort of like imperial factor in the book because the main character is a Chinese boy raised in London, but the conflict is going to be between London and China. So he's going to have to, I guess, see what he can do to fix this conflict. I don't know much about it. Everyone seems to like it. It seems like very dark academia, cute, maybe not cute, maybe just good. Maybe I shouldn't call everything cute, but it seems good. So, okay, the next one I got is The Secret History by Donna Tart. I am very excited for this one. It's very chunky. This is a nice floppy version. I don't really love the like white pages. They're not like off like a cream white like they normally would be. But this is like the king of dark academia. It was written in the 80s or the 90s. It's very critically acclaimed, but it follows this group of students in a New England college, and I think a murder is going to occur within the group. Someone in the group is going to die, maybe. But dark academia, perfect vibes for fall. I'm super excited for this one. So the next one is If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio. And If We Were Villains is supposed to be very similar to The Secret History. It is also like a dark academia, highly critically acclaimed. Everyone seems to like it. And it also seems to follow a group of friends in a college setting. And then one friend ends up dead somehow, and everyone needs to figure out how this happened. So I'm really excited for this one. I'm going to read The Secret History first and then this one, but these are both going to be on my fall TBR. The final two I am the most excited about, and these are the two I'm going to be reading next. I needed to take a few days off from reading after finishing Fourth Wing. It needed to sit in my heart. I'm not gonna let it put me in like a slump though, but it was like very heavy, a lot of emotions with Fourth Wing. Maybe I'll talk about it in a different video, but these two I am super excited for, and that is going to be 6 Scorched Roses by Carissa Broadbent and The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King by Carissa Broadbent. Look how freaking thick that is. It is a thick, chunky boy. I think it's 700 pages, 600 pages. It's 600 pages. So 6 Scorched Roses is a novella in the Crowns of Nyaxia series. I read the first book last month. The first book is The Serpent and the Wings of Night, and I was obsessed with it. I gave it 4 stars. It's probably honestly like a 4.5. So this novella takes place between the first book and the second book. But these are all in like a vampire universe. Think like vampires meets Hunger Games. There's a lot of like trials in the first book. But I think it's going to shift away from that in the second book. And this novella actually follows different characters. It's not the same characters from the first book. But these characters that are introduced in this novella are supposed to show up in the second book in the main series. So I need to read the novella and then this one, and then I don't know what this one's about because I didn't want any spoilers, because I love the first one so much and I just want to see how it's gonna evolve. I think this is supposed to be like a 5 or 6 book series, maybe. I don't know if she said it's gonna be a duology. I thought she said there was more books to come, but yeah, really hyped for this one. You should definitely read The Serpent and the Wings of Night, and please let me know what you think. They're chonky. They're both very chonky. Vampire, romance, fantasy, Hunger Games, crazy good world building. Great, beautiful, I love it. All right, that is gonna be it for the giant 20+ book haul. I hope this video isn't too rambly and long. Let me know your thoughts down below, which ones you think I'm gonna love the most. Other than that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Got it memorized.
Got it memorized.
And I will see you in the next video. Bye, Tater.